Hey folks, this is Ram here, and I'm starting a new series called Ship Happens. In this series, I will be interviewing different kinds of indie developers in different stages of the journey, not just the 5-digit MRR or 6-digit MRR indie developers, but the indie developers who just started or the indie developers who develop these apps as a side hustle and have a full-time job, or those indie developers who have the side hustle but thinking to make it a full-time job or make it the main hustle. So I'll be interviewing all kinds of developers, indie developers, and I hope this series would be interesting. And I won't be just interviewing and talking about their product, but also talking about how they came to that conclusion of making that product, how they got their first customers, how they market that app, what technologies they use, and why did they chose to use those technologies, what's their review using those technologies, any tips, tricks, and the list goes on. So I hope you will find it useful and watch the video till the end. I'm sure you'll definitely get a lot of useful information that you can apply in your indie developer journey. All right. So in today's video, I would be interviewing Vlad. So he's the founder of SwiftyLaunch. So that's a ShipFast, Apple version or Apple version of ShipFast. So as you know, all know, ShipFast is from Mark Lu, which is for websites and all. And SwiftyLaunch is the same, but more for Apple apps. So it's a Mac app where you can just fill in some details and click generate, and it will generate the app for you. And then you can add more features to it. So, all right, let's start. Okay. Hey, welcome, Vlad. Thanks for taking the time to be here. This is the first episode of Ship Happens. So I have a lot of questions, as you know, I would be asking today. But before we go there, can we start with a brief introduction? Like, tell us about yourself.
Hey Ram, I'm very excited to be a part of this, to be the first guest on your podcast. I'm Vlad. My Twitter name is Vlad. I'm Vlad Smolyanoy. I am an indie developer, owner of a development agency, but we also have our own products. I live in Vienna, Austria. Originally, I'm from Russia, but I've been living in Vienna since I was 9 years old. So I basically grew up here in Austria. Yeah, just ever since last January 2024, I started in the development and publishing and building in public, and yeah, here we are.
Okay, cool. So since 2024, you said, so this last year you started indie development?
Yes. So my first really meaningful product that I released was SwiftyLaunch, and we'll talk later about what it does, what it is. Started developing in around January and released it on the beginning of March. March 2nd, I believe, was the birthday of SwiftyLaunch, and the rest is history. The rest is
Cool. That's cool. So did you start your company or start working on your product straight after college, or you worked at some company?
I didn't go to college. I went to school, but it was a technical school. So in Austria, are basically after grade, you have the option to switch to a specialized school, which is longer than normal high school, but is very much focused on one specific thing. In my case, it was a technical school focused on mechanics. So basically stuff like mechanics, electronics, embedded development. So sometimes I post on Twitter about how I miss working with hardware. It's back from those days. Now I sadly basically just work with software. Yeah, and after school, I straight up knew I wanted to get out there and just do something meaningful. Start my company, be an entrepreneur. Of course, in the beginning, it would be very hard to get even some cash, so I got a part-time job in research and development at an Austrian medical research and development facility. Worked a part-time for just under 1.5, 2 years. On the side, I was engaging in different sorts of development shenanigans. And the first startup I had actually then sued by a big company, so I had to close down. I can talk about this story later. It's a fascinating story. I think this story almost deserves like a movie on its own. How it all happened, and got sued for $30 million without within the first week of going live. It was an incredible story. Then after this, I just thought, hey, I love doing marketing, business development, all of this. So I started an agency, very much focused on marketing, especially digital marketing. That's Small White Media. Ever since then, it reformed into being a more development agency because while I love doing marketing, I just love doing it. What I notice is that I don't really like doing it for other people, especially when I don't feel passionate about other people's products or I just don't. I It's more binary. You deliver this and you put your love into it and it's done. With marketing, it kind of felt like the wrong thing to do in the long run. So it turned into a development agency, and then now we are focused on more and more on developing our own products. Launch products coming out soon, and other smaller projects in the meantime. So we're trying to focus more in-house projects now than outside projects, but still very much focused. Like the most of our income is still development, and we still do some marketing for companies, but it's more like an add-on and not our primary focus right now. But yeah, no college degree, no nothing. I was just a cocky motherfucker who just went like, I want to start a company. I know it better than anyone. Failed like 10 times, fell flat to my face, had no money. There were moments where I had like €6 in my bank account and didn't have any money to survive. I had to live off €6 like, for the rest of the month. I had like 10 days and I bought the cheapest stuff ever possible. And putting every penny of my earnings into just surviving and growing the company. And yeah, I think it was a great lesson. I think I learned a lot more than I would have if I went to college or whatever. I'm not saying college is not university is not valuable. I'm just in my case, it made so much sense to learn by doing and to fuck up 10 billion times and still fucking up to this. Like,
That is quite inspiring, actually. I didn't know. So, yeah, thanks for sharing that. This is actually inspiring. So, I think we need a separate episode just to talk about that journey, like how you managed in the beginning and all that. So that's great. So, the key takeaway here is that you worked on like a part-time job, like earned from there, and you still worked on your products at the same time. Like you were doing both things.
yeah, so at the company I work 30 hours per week, and usually you take it up for 4 days or whatever. I was like, no, I'm gonna do it 10 hours per day. So I have 3 days and 4 days for my own. And yeah, I worked in this mode for a lot of time, and then I was like, yeah, it's I need the whole week for my projects. It just brings, first of all, I'm very limited to what I can do, and working in medical companies, it's incredible. Medical research and development, it's tedious. I like to move fast. I like to move, bam, 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 bam. I want to do this. I want to do this. Okay, we develop it. Does it work? Does it not work? Scrap it next time. Or medical, it's like working with governments. It's a pain in the ass. All the regulations, all the certifications, all the testing. I get why it's there. It's just not the style I would like to work in, and I just didn't see. Um, I didn't see trajectory of going like this. It was more like a linear progression, and I was like, I don't want to work forever as a regular employee. I want to do something meaningful. And what especially was heartbreaking is that most of the projects that we worked on didn't have a direct purpose. Yeah, we might need it in the future. And I fucking hate doing meaningless things. I just want to do something and see it evolve and turn great. And if my work is, I'm like the worst employee possibly. I hated doing that. So.
Okay. And is it then that you started your company Imprint, if I'm saying that right? Imprint, is it?
No, Imprint is the so in Austria, in generally in Europe, if you're a company and you have a website, you have to have Imprint. It's basically just a company details, who is responsible for this company, etc., etc. But it is during this time that I started Small White Media and doing freelance work on the side, and yeah, and on the side I was just doing this, and 3 days a week I was working in research and development, and the others I was trying to find first clients, getting a little bit of a reputation, and
Okay. So you still work on Small White Media?
yes, it's basically Small White Media is now practically just development company, where we just take up development projects, websites, applications, just general software, and yeah, just client work. It's some of the projects I do myself. Some of the projects I have my own people that are working on them. Yeah, but as I mentioned before, we're just trying to move away from client work and focus more on in-house work. But client work is still very valuable and brings in way more currently than in-house projects.
Yeah. Okay. Got you. So how did you get your first client for Small White Media?
Oh, this is a funny story. So, so it was marketing, and I was like, yeah, fucking, how do I get my first clients? I don't have a reputation. I never worked at a marketing company. I worked in development. I have a technical degree. I don't have anyone in my company. I didn't have money to pay anyone. I basically put in my last dollar into like starting the company, like putting the paperwork. It's funny. I registered my company, and the entity in Austria responsible for company registers like 10 minutes away from here. So I walked there, registered the company, and I had papers of my company. Yeah, then the most difficult part was like getting clients. And at this point, I never really worked deeply in marketing. I never worked for an agency, and I just knew I had this not the talent, I would just say, passion towards scaling and getting clients. So I had to figure out how to do it, and no one would like. I tried emailing, like, "Hey, we can do that." Never worked. How many times like people said, "Fuck off! We don't need this. We don't need it. Who are you?" I tried cold emails. I tried cold phone, like cold calls. For a week, for two, for three, it just didn't work. I knew I had to do something different. So my first idea. Uh, I'll find a list. I create an Excel sheet of all the companies that I would love working with, and I had to filter it out by companies that are in Vienna, so I can talk to them and like meet them in person. So there has to be Viennese companies that are not too small that they don't have any budget for marketing or anything, because they need the money for themselves for the company to even grow, and not to pay some agency to do the growing, and not company like McDonald's where they wouldn't even work with us. They have their own marketing departments and they would work with some big guys, and then wouldn't even touch us with a wouldn't even like answer to our emails. So it has to be mid-sized companies in Vienna. So it's my first time saying it. The first story of my getting first client. So I had to get them somehow. So I wrote them out, and I found like all the addresses of the companies and all the persons responsible for the company. And I went for each company and learned the story behind the company, tried to understand the business, how they work.
And you did this all manually. So back then there was no AI and all. So you did this.
Well, there was ChatGPT, there was this, but there was no really tools to do that. I was just manually finding companies that are like mid-size, whatever. So first company, apparently the company didn't even exist anymore. Okay, so I find the address, find a nice time at the day. I go there. I walk up to the reception, say I have a meeting. I have a meeting with your CEO. I'm not gonna say the name of the company because it's gonna bite me in the ass in the long run. So I walk in there, go to the reception, and say I have a meeting with your CEO. Da 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 da. Like, all right, Mr. Smolyanoy, can you wait here, please? A moment. Then 5 minutes later, they take me and bring me to the CEO of the company and say, like, oh, Mr. Smolyanoy says he has a meeting with you at this time. And the CEO looks at me like, no, we don't have a meeting. Like, what? No. And then I was like, oh, I started playing like, oh, I'm sorry, we did not have a meeting. This must be a mistake. An employee at your company said I can come at this time and talk with you about this new marketing strategy that we've developed for you. And I would really discuss with you, but it's okay. I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, whatever. And then when I go, when I hear the CEO's kind of like, you're already here. I'll be there in 5 minutes. So put me in the company, and I was like sitting there. Holy shit, I'm sitting there waiting to I cannot fuck this up. So now let me know if I'm talking too fast. Let me know if I'm talking. I may get excited and just start yapping too fast. Let me know if it's too fast. I will slow down a bit. So sitting.
That it's totally different. I never thought that this would be the story. Like it's radical. Yeah. So that you straight away went. So that
Let's not finish. That's like I'm just getting started. So I'm sitting there waiting. 5 minutes later, there he comes, the CEO of the company and the marketing director. And then I have to start yapping and talking. We can do this. We can have some sort of this idea. Maybe we approach this, and maybe this way we can capture. How the market is a bit stagnant in this position, we can do this. We can just pulling out the as to talk to them. And like, this is what we can do for you. And you got to understand, at this point, it's just me at the company, and no one else. But I knew that there's no way no one's going to take me seriously, like some, I don't know, 20 years old kid coming there with like a t-shirt trying to say something. I had to put the guys like, hey, we have to do this and this and this. And then they talk and talk and talk. So like, no, this is very nice. Can you please send over those details over an email? Now, the marketing director is going on vacation. He'll be there in a week or so. I'm like, sure, that's fine. So I go home and I'm like, we're going to score them. I'm going to score them. Now, how am I gonna do this? I'm gonna do smart. I'm gonna play my cards right. Uh, I develop a whole like strategy. I work in day and night. I put all the other companies on hold. I work day and night to develop the most sophisticated way for them to get customers, believable and the most that will work. Not something that will bite me in the ass because I don't want to. I don't want to come off as a booster or overpromise things and under-deliver. I wanted to actually be able to help them out, and so they will be happy and build up on this foundation and get other clients down the line. So I work day and night. Come back from a part-time job. It was already like 8, 9 p.m. Just work until like 11, and go to bed, go to company, and work my ass off. And I'm like, okay, it's pretty much done, but I cannot send it now because the marketing director is going to be on vacation. It's just going to be somewhere in the email when he gets back on Monday. We're not going to do that. And I'm not just going to send over the details. I'm going to do it in a much more interesting way. So they are waiting a message from me. So I'm like, I'm not going to just send them the details. I'm going to prepare all the and over presentation. I'm writing an email saying like, oh, you know how we met and we discussed we're going to have another meeting discussing your marketing strategy. How about we do this at this and this time? I gave them the times. But I did not send this email until Monday at 9:02 a.m. So my email is going to be on top of his inbox. And why did I know he was back there? I found his Instagram. I found the Instagram of the marketing director, and he works in digital marketing, so he's pretty open towards social media. He uses social media all the time. So I was looking at his Instagram, thinking like, oh, this thing from Greece. He was in Greece, and I'm like, he was in Greece, and on Sunday I saw he posted like a story of him going on a plane back. So I'm like, okay, like last day in the vacation. Tomorrow he's going to be at his job, and that's when I'm going to send it the email at 9:02 or 9:05 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to press send, and so I will be the first motherfucker at the top of his inbox, and I'm going to nail this. And we're not just going to send him the details like some. I'm just going to spill the secrets, we'll spill the deets, and just send them and here work with it. No. We're going to set up a meeting, and I'm going to nail this deal. So I sent this, and then in the evening he replied, these days and these days. All right, great. So we go to this meeting, and I'm like, I cannot go there by myself. It's like first time I can, like as an introduction, but I present us as we. I cannot do this on my own. So the day before, I took my girlfriend. We went shopping and bought her some nice clothes, like some official clothes. And she came on as my assistant to the meeting. I took her laptop. I put up the presentation. I told her, you take notes, you do everything. We gotta make this all like a real thing. And so we go there and nail this fucking meeting, rapid fire, this, bam, bam, bam. And at the end, it all goes well. And they're like, Mr. Smolyanoy, this all sounds fantastic and we love what you're doing. But currently we already have like 2 or 3 marketing agencies that work with us and we are quite happy with them. And then I go to them, why would you need 3 different marketing agencies that are doing mediocre job if you can just have one that does everything well from the get-go? They laughed. And so we landed this confidence, just this straightforwardness. It's how we landed them, and we worked with them, and we were quite happy. And even though it was, I wouldn't say it was a con or whatever, because in the end they were incredibly happy with our work. We earned a lot of money for this. They earned a lot of money from this. But in the end, that's how I landed our first client. And getting the first client is the most difficult part. How was it? The most difficult client to land is your first one. The second most difficult client to land is your second one. After this, it's if you do your job well. If you're doing just a bullshit thing where you just take money and deliver a shitty job, you're not gonna get any clients. What you promise, you have to. When you promise something, you cannot overpromise. You have to underpromise and overdeliver. That's when you get happy clients, and that's when you get clients that recommend you. And if someone asks them, hey, who is this guy and this guy, they can refer you. And
okay, that's cool.
That's how we.
I felt like a movie. I felt like a movie script. Yeah,
it's incredible. It's like the most insane story ever. I'm like, someone has to write a movie about like the shenanigans that went on in these 2 years. It's incredible. It's yeah.
And are they still your client? Are you still working?
Yeah, well, no, because they are very much they had a little bit of a difference within the company, and they had like budget cuts, and they were discussing about how they cannot afford our job, and we were already, because they're first clients, we wanted to give them a nice price for everything, and we're like, this is taking up too much work or anything, so we're still very close with the guys at the company, but at this moment we are not working with them anymore. But we had a successful, what was it, 8 months, 9 months of collaboration. And
okay. All right. And what exactly you did for them or for any other client?
Well, it was generally digital marketing. First of all, yeah, the easy stuff like managing Google Ads, managing online appearance, messaging, development strategies about product development. This is what I love doing. Just pure marketing, placing your ads in the newspaper, like not really fun. But like, okay, how we will actually influence the product. It's like, hey, we can go in this direction, this direction, this direction. And that's when I felt like I was even overreaching a bit because it was kind of felt like it was turning into my own product and I felt attached to it. But I had to find myself, this is not your product, and yeah, you get your paid, and it just you're doing work with someone else. That's when I said like I want to move away from client work. I want to do my own things and have the full influence about what I do, and that's why currently the goal is to build on products and focus on it. I mean, it's still client work as mentioned before, do the best work we can, but yeah.
So how many clients do you have or do you work with right now under this small white media company?
Well, we currently have officially no marketing clients at this point. We have one client for which we do some digital ad management. Just we don't even charge them for it because we did development and we are like on maintenance pay, or what's it called, retainer in English. Basically, where they pay us a small fee and we just manage stuff. It's a little work, but it's just because we're very good on good terms with the client to just do it on the side. And now we just basically take up. Currently, if we have client work, we just client. Okay, we need this done by this date. We do this, and then like 1 year we have support if little things need to change or bug fixes or whatever. Or if they pay like, okay, we need this feature added, and I say like, okay, this take this much time. This is gonna take this much time. This is how much it's gonna cost you. Boom, done. Very simple, very simple. And at this point, we don't even like reach out to clients and find clients. To be honest, SwiftyLaunch was an incredible thing because since SwiftyLaunch, we gotten so many more iOS customers, like build an iOS app for us, build an iOS app for us. And that's great because we built it with SwiftyLaunch and we prove that it's such a great tool for developers. But maybe for people unfamiliar with SwiftyLaunch, we'll just go over in a minute. But the way it helped us to get to do stuff that was previously basically impossible to do, to ship at this rate, it is just insane. So maybe I'll just cover SwiftyLaunch, what it does. I mean, like we've been throwing around the word every now and then. But
Yeah. We'll go there. So just one interesting question just before we go there. So I think I'm not sure if you are comfortable sharing like what's the MRR of your agency. Like if not the exact number, just the range if you would like to share. If not, that's fine. We can move on.
I can just share it in what is it? Not what is not over quadruple digits, basically 5 digits a month. Like we're not filthy rich. We just get enough money for everyone to be happy. I mean, I don't even have any employees directly under me. It's almost always contract based. So a client is this. I know a guy, and we organize it and work. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and it is just this project. Because I don't have time or interest to. I mean, like employees are great, but as a business decision, it just didn't make sense to get full-time right now. First of all, because with marketing it would have worked because there are contracts that last maybe a year, multiple times, and you can expect certain revenue to come. With this, it's all project based, like single project based. We do this and we get paid with like a prepayment before. So the revenue this is it's not really not stable, but it's less certain about the revenue, and getting an employee in Austria is incredibly expensive.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to ask that. So like from where do you get employees like for contract as a contractor? Like is there a website or something that you use in Austria?
Well, it's just my first of all my network and from people I've met going to different events and whatever on X even, just getting to know people. And since Swift, I got new US developers who we love working with. But yeah, I just know like I have some guys that I usually work with, and yeah, we just do this and yeah, usually don't even find employees anymore. I find people to work with anymore. It's just if I find someone great and I look like he can do a great job, I will maybe propose to him one day, and if he does it, then great. But usually, first time I work with someone, I don't send them directly to do client work. I don't give him client work directly because, sure, you've done a great job here and here and here, but in the end, if you fuck up, I'm the one taking the blame, and I will have to get the shit. I mean, like, the client pays me to do the job, and if I how do I say it? if I do a subcontract to someone else to do the job, I'm the one who is responsible still for the job, not the developer. So usually, when there is someone who I would like to work with, I give them an internal project, or like part of a bigger client project, where if you do it great, great. If it fails, it's not that critical. I will just make my conclusions and either work with you or not. And most of the time, it's not, because people are usually not very. As I mentioned, many people just overpromise and underdeliver, and I find it absolutely horrible. You can be cocky, you can not arrogant, but you can be confident about what you do, but you have to be able to deliver it. Otherwise, you're a con artist.
You have two separate companies now, or like SwiftyLaunch
No,
and
SwiftyLaunch is under Small White Media. Yeah, all of the work is under Small White Media. It is officially an advertising and IT agency. And I was very happy that I registered as an advertising and IT agency, because if it were just an advertising agency, some of the things that we do would not be like taken from. But happy I wrote those IT two letters to the company registry way back then,
and yeah. So just last question before we move on to your exciting product. So why did you decide to register your company in Austria and not any other company where the tax is even low? Like I don't even know what's the corporate tax there in Austria.
I pay. I don't know exactly how much I pay. I pay a lot to my accountant. Our accounting firm does all of this. No, I mean just the way that I live here. It would be in a way, yeah. Doing a company in Austria, Europe, taxes, etc., is a pain in the ass. But you know what? Be a more pain in the ass if you have no money and you have to find a lawyer to start a company in a country you've never been to, and to figure out, okay, how do you put money into the company and how do you get out, additional legal steps. It makes sense in the long run if you're like a huge company. For now, it was just, again, I walked out. I live near the fucking entity that registers company. I walked in, had a meeting. Like, I want to start a company. Here are my details. Da, 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 da. Tell me what to do. I have no experience, and luckily they have like a lot of consultants that help with everything and register the entity, put in a company name, put in the company book, and register for healthcare. Because in Austria, healthcare is mandatory if you have some sort of work. If you're an employee, your employer takes care of your healthcare. It's mandatory. I mean, like, it doesn't take care. It's just a part of like the tax that you pay. You have income, and you pay part of it for healthcare. If you're a founder, if you're an entrepreneur, you have this sort of like SVS, which is like a Versicherungsservice für Selbstständige. Basically, it's a healthcare for entrepreneurs, for anyone who has a business, and I just pay depending on my income. Yeah, but it's a pain there. It's a lot of costs, hidden costs, and one day maybe I will move from Austria and move the company from Austria. Currently, not in the sense.
Okay, so you registered your company yourself by taking some help from the registry office. So you didn't hire anyone to register your company. So you just have an accountant to manage your taxes, but the registering part, you did it yourself. Is that correct?
Yeah, but our accounting firm is also like a business consulting and accounting firm. Basically, if there is some business questions or like some legal work to be done, they pretty much cover everything. And if there are any entrepreneurs in Austria listening, the law all around Austria is the same. The company law all around Austria is the same. Don't get an accounting firm, a consulting firm in Vienna. Get it somewhere else. We have a company that works in Steiermark. It's like a region in Austria. It's like half of what you would pay in Vienna, or like 1/3 of what you would pay in Vienna. The law is the same. The law is the same. We just Google Meet or whatever every time we talk and just exchange emails. It's not, if you're a small business and you have to even think about things like this, you will not have complicated business structures that will require a hands-on accountant every single day. I send him the receipts. He knows where my money comes in, and he says like, "Oh, Smolyanoy, please, this and this amount to the not the IRS,
So that's a good feedback, actually. That's a good tip for the viewers. So is it okay to name the company you work with, the accountant, or?
I mean, sure, I can share it. I first have to ask it's okay. I mean, yeah, but it's a. I can just maybe I can. It's a company in Graz. It's one of the biggest accounting firms in Graz, the city in Austria. If you Google, you can find it easily. I just referencing them. If someone wants to get the names, I often share with my Austrian fellow entrepreneurs what my accounting company is. But if you want to reach out, I can just send you the details.
Yeah, sure. So, anyways, I'll be sharing your Twitter handle in the end. So maybe if somebody wants, they can reach out to you on Twitter.
Yeah, sure. Please reach out. I answer to all of my DMs except if you're like fucking guys sending there like, oh, I can change it and create a new landing page and 10x your conversions or something like, fuck off. If you got like the guy like this, don't ever text me, please. I will not buy your service. I do my own conversions. My conversions are fucking great. Like $200 in ad spend, I generate like more than 10x of this return. I already do 10x the fucking conversions myself. I don't need some. I do this for myself. Like I don't. I'm always ready for a meaningful conversation. Want to reach out, need help, or need a tip, advice, whatever. I'm always happy to help. I don't like those big accounts that just whatever. I only reply to big guys with like blue check marks. I don't care. Reach out. We can talk. If projects, apps that you need to work on, you just reach out. We will find the prices. we'll figure something out.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So I think the moment has come to talk about your most exciting product, SwiftyLaunch. So it's basically when I first saw SwiftyLaunch, I felt that it's it's like ship fast from Mark Lu that you mentioned, but for Apple apps, isn't it?
Well, that's how it first started. The idea started out like this because well, let me tell the story about how it started, and maybe it will make sense. Then it makes more sense than just saying what it is. So it was January last year, and we had a little bit of iOS project. And I'm like, nah, this is lame. Why do I keep writing the same code over and over again? I just every time there's a client project, I just go to open my old Xcode project and just copy some of the thing. Like I will not write the same code twice. This is boring. So I did some little basic template generator. Like, okay, I need authentication. Maybe I need push notifications. And it would just generate. This was a simple CLI tool. I don't even know how to do CLI. It was my first CLI like proper tool. I just did it for myself, like bash commands, like copy stuff over. It was the build in Russian. We have saying like built with shit and sticks. It's like basically just scraps and everything. Yeah, it works quite well. I mean, like I use it for projects or whatever. And then so ship fast. I'm like, oh, there's a market for this. There is a market. There's a huge market for this. This is insane. But the problem with ShipFast, I love Mark. Well, it was during this time where I first like found out about Twitter things just built in public. It was like the first like, this is so cool. Like you just tweet about your work and project that you get followers and you build an audience and you and then people get to follow you and you just build a community. This is fucking insane. I want to do this. So I just started tweeting and like shit posts. I don't care about anything I tweet. I just tweet whatever I think. Sometimes stupid shit. So I was like, I'm gonna build something similar because there's nothing like this for iOS development. At least I couldn't find anything. And like, I'm not just gonna do a GitHub repository. And I'm not saying against Mark, but I just find it a little bit goofy that they are just selling access to a GitHub repo. And there is no, I mean, there is soul to it, but it's not like I want to build a real product. I want to build something really cool. So I built SwiftyLaunch. So SwiftyLaunch is basically an iOS app generator. You open the app. It's an actual Mac app. You open it. You enter your app's details. Like you then there's a section where you can select different modules. Well, you can select module like authentication module, in-app purchase module, analytics module, and you just click, press on generate, and it generates a whole new Xcode project with all of the things already pre-filled for you, like display name, what iOS versions you support, is it iPad or iOS app, is it like what modules to put. It fetches all the dependencies, initializes them. All for what's left for you to do is to go out to, I don't know, Firebase, Postdog, and fetch your API keys and paste them into your app. And by just doing this, you basically have the foundation, solid foundation for your application. You don't even need to think about signing in with Apple, Google, signing in with your email or whatever. All already done for you. You just have to make the basic setup. Nowadays, it just takes me like 15 minutes to start a new app and do the basic setup for it. And then I already started working. Like recently, beginning of January, a client. He's also a Twitter influencer. I don't know if I can tell his name, but I just shared. He's a super cool guy. It's Onur Jean. Onur. So we did like a little project. I built SwiftyLaunch like 1 week. It was insane. And I didn't even have to think about paywalls because we have like, I know you use SwiftUI, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've used SwiftUI and AppKit both. Yes.
Yeah, so you know how they are like you have your view, and we have a lot of like pre-made modifiers like require login. That's all it takes for you to make this view like for authenticated users only. And if the user opens it, it shows an authentication sheet. That's it. Like the rate, how fast you're going. Like we have this like statement, like your app idea can be on the App Store next week. That's true. Like that's and yeah. And now what we are building is super. our goal is to even skip the setup process. So we have this thing called automatic provider linking. So you take your postdoc account, and only one time you take your account's API key, you paste it into SwiftyLaunch. And next time you go to SwiftyLaunch and you select Analytics Kit, basically a module which just does analytics, connects postdoc, person generate. While the project is being generated, SwiftyLaunch goes to postdoc via the API, uses your API key from your account, creates a new organization, creates a new project, sets up all the parameters, and takes the API key for this project and already puts it in your Xcode project. That means, in the end, when you introduce it to other modules, is you just select the modules, press, boom, you already can start working on your next app. And like, this is the endless. You don't need to even do this manual setup. If I never have to go to Apple development console, I will be the happiest man alive. And that is the goal. I tweeted about this. I was like, one day, the goal is for you to be able to create a full-blown app that will change your life in one day. That is the goal. And that is so powerful, the message about entrepreneurship nowadays. Like before then, like if you start the company like 50 years ago, you need to shipping and you need to get a property and like store it somewhere and sell something. Now you can just bam, 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 use SwiftyLaunch, bam, and the App Store, it goes viral on TikTok. Boom, you have freedom. The general idea that this is even possible in this current day and age, it's just insane. It what drives me, and many people don't do too. Now we have over 2,500 users use SwiftyLaunch. And
that is great. So 2,500 developers.
Well, not all of them are developers because we have launched on Saturday recently. And many people who have never even built their own iOS app are now open to this world of SwiftyLaunch and building iOS apps. So many of them are like, we have this Discord community channel and people like asking the most basic question. I mean, it's funny to look at, like, how does this work? Like, how does this? I mean, it's not really something that's, I mean, it's not a SwiftyLaunch problem. It's just basic. Google this. It's very simple, but this innocence. Help! I'm building my first app. Like, what is this? It just warms my heart that this opened the door for so many people who maybe never coded even before, or maybe it's their first iOS app ever. And many people use SwiftyLaunch to not just ship their apps, but first of all, like they generate a project and just study it. How did he do this? Oh, I didn't know you can do this in Swift. And maybe Swift, oh, this is so cool. Like, bam, 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 bam. And it's just incredible. The community. It's every time someone launches a new app with Swift, I'm just like, oh, because like. I built this. It's like I made like you see the SwiftyLaunch logo there. I built this. I created this. Some guy built his first app and I could help him with it. This is so, there's something that warms my heart. Not even the money. Like the money is cool. Like SwiftyLaunch is an expensive product. $200. Not everyone can afford this. And I'm very generous when it comes to discounts. And I have to know about this. If you're a guy who cannot afford SwiftyLaunch and you think it's too expensive, you're a student, you're from India, you cannot afford it. Write me. I'm always happy to help. Like we will find a discount. And you know, every time someone writes me, I'm a student, I really like what you do. I want to do the first app. Can you give me a discount? I'm like, yeah, whatever. How much do you need? It's like 80%. Boom, done. Perfect, done. I'm not about the money. It is. I like money. It's nice to get some back, but it's more about even like empowering people and giving it the community. And if you talk about business, it also makes sense as a business side just to get more people on board to give discounts. But for me, it's also build your first app. Go ahead.
It's a nice, nice point to mention. Actually, how did we both come to know each other? So, as you were talking about discounts and all, and that's actually nice of you to give 80% off over here, because I think even though it's expensive, I think it provides that much value because you are able to make an app like skip hours of work with your SwiftyLaunch. So I think seeing the price, I think it's very well matches with all the other boilerplates, and your app does even way cooler stuff than them. So I think it's quite justified, your price that you have kept, I personally think. And by the way, I came to know Vlad, to the folks that who are watching this, so during Black Friday, right? So you submitted the app on apps.deal. So that's the platform I built just for Black Friday because I couldn't find any platform for Mac apps. So that's the reason I built that. And he not only submitted his app, but also featured it. So that means he's already doing well with SwiftyLaunch. So that's the reason he's featured that app as well. So that's how we met. And we have been chatting since then on Twitter, but this is the first time we are talking with each other through a podcast. How crazy is that?
I think it's insane. It doesn't even feel like a podcast. I'm just talking, like it's like a Zoom call. I'm just sharing my secrets. And it's again, I've never talked about those things in public. I mean, I tweet and stuff. Never talked about my story, how I ended there, and like how SwiftyLaunch even came to be. And I think it's maybe of value of someone. Listen, programming is not difficult. You just have to build shit. Like this tweet, you can do things, bro. You can just like, I worked day and night to build SwiftyLaunch, and I'm like, this can be of much value for people. And I just built there, and look, for now there hasn't been like a huge hit app with SwiftyLaunch. There hasn't been a Snapchat or whatever. But
how do you know that? Maybe they haven't just mentioned that they are built with Swift.
That's the problem. I many people build SwiftyLaunch, and I don't even know what apps they build because we don't track it in a way. Like I see logs like, okay, this guy made an app or like whatever. But I don't know. I don't have any tracking of how the app performs after this, how this and that. But we will have a way for you I think like a little announcement. I have a little announcement to make. If it's like, it's not gonna be public yet, but I have a little announcement going out soon. I can just mention it now. So we have this thing coming up that's called SwiftyLaunch Partners, where anyone can become a SwiftyLaunch partner for a small fee of $29 a year. It's like one-tenth of SwiftyLaunch. You can afford it. I know. I believe in you. But in a way, what it opens it, you will become a SwiftyLaunch partner, and you will get your own, and we'll open ways for you to monetize and benefit from SwiftyLaunch success. So we have this huge community of people who love using SwiftyLaunch and love sharing with it, but they just share it for free, basically. What we've done is we're creating a platform where people can sign up and become a partner. And it's not just affiliate partners. It's something's coming later. I'm going to come to it later. But you can sign up to it and become an affiliate partner. You will get your own link for SwiftyLaunch, like a special referral link. And you can generate discounts even. And why we want to do it, we want to give to the community, plus we want SwiftyLaunch to get even more people to know about SwiftyLaunch. And this affiliate program is going to be is going to be so big in a way that no other affiliate partner is crazy enough to give 50% of the sale to the partners. I think we want to give back, and we want people to get motivated, like to be able to share their stories, and piggy bank of their experiences and experiences. We have this tagline coming on the special website. Earn thousands while helping others achieve their dreams. In a way, you share your story about SwiftyLaunch. You share that, you say the link there. Buy SwiftyLaunch. You deserve to get a commission from it. And we don't want to be greedy. We don't want to give like 30% or like 20%, whatever affiliate partners do. We want to go big and thank you, give you 50% back to as a commission. I think it's we want to be as generous as possible and to give back to the community in a way. So that is what we will do over the next weeks or months until the end of February.
All right, so that's also huge. That's nice. So
you can also become an affiliate partner, and on apps.deals, if someone buys it through there, you can get yourself a nice, I don't know, just a nice something. So can I already can I expect you to become a SwiftyLaunch partner?
Yeah, sure, definitely. I'm just waiting for you to launch now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First partner.
Yeah. So that's actually interesting. So did you code that yourself? Like, are you making it, or you have outsourced that now to make this platform?
SwiftyLaunch currently is completely built by me. I have think basically I've worked with a developer sometime. It didn't work out for personal difficulties, but an incredible developer. Because personally we didn't really hit it off, so to say.
Okay.
I share his product. I use his product. He's pretty famous on Twitter. It didn't work between us. But now I'm working solo and coding everything. But maybe we'll change soon. If there is any cool developers on SwiftyLaunch and you are a cracked engineer, hey, join and let's build amazing things.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
We're expanding right now. So SwiftyLaunch, additional things to the partners. It's not just going to be affiliate. You can, if you become a SwiftyLaunch partner, you have also access to another special feature that no one else will have. So over the next updates. So SwiftyLaunch, what we have right now is different in-app purchase kit. We have Firebase kit, we have analytics kit, AI kit, where you can define specific features to be included in SwiftyLaunch. Many people ask me, like, okay, you have in-app purchase kit, and pay viable creation, etc., for revenue kits. Now I want support or whatever other, or people want to have another analytics provider. Again, it's just me at the team. I only have 24 hours a day, and I cannot do everything.
Yeah.
So a cool feature would be for people to create their own modules. And people create their own modules and create their own boilerplate code to be able to already plug into SwiftyLaunch. And maybe you want, I love giving as an example, someone who works a lot with Bluetooth Low Energy. It's a fucking pain in the ass.
To do.
For hardware,
Okay.
it's funny thing. But if there, back then, no one had anything like boilerplates, whatever, like documentations from fucking Echo developer from 2010 or something with their old shitty formatting style. Yeah, I just have to figure out myself. But if someone created, for example, a SwiftyLaunch module that had Bluetooth Low Energy, that would be great.
So it's like basically like plugins or extensions like we build for browsers, but they will build for SwiftyLaunch. They'll build plugins or extensions or modules, you call it.
We are currently on the way. We've done most of the work. I've done a lot of work on as module as possible, and in a way that it's going to be a plug and play. With just create a module, you have like this little SDK, where you can just define which code goes where. Maybe you build on top of another module, or you want to integrate analytics into your module, like Bluetooth Low Energy, use analytics, plug it into this, and make a whole complicated mess. But it works well. It's a whole system to plug in, and you can share it with other people and create modules and share with other people, create it for yourself, whatever. But as a SwiftyLaunch partner, you have also the possibility to monetize. So we'll be introducing is as soon as this feature rolls out, we are going to be introducing the SwiftyLaunch module marketplace, where you can guess the regular SwiftyLaunch, you can create your own modules and then publish them for free. People can have comments, and will automatically create a little community, chat, discuss and review, etc. But if you're a SwiftyLaunch partner, you can also monetize. It means sell your module to other people. If you're building like a module that is super difficult to do, AI specific home device model that don't just give it up for free and a lot of effort. I think people are going to. Well, yeah, you can probably 99. Even get little revenue stream.
Yeah. So will this be available through Setup as well, like the modules like you're talking about?
Modules will be available at Setup. We're still in deep talks with Setup on how we're gonna do the monetization system. We will probably in the first couple of months not be like make all modules available to Setup users, or maybe none. We're still debating because it's very difficult to have in-app purchases and Setup. Basically impossible to do that, and Setup is limited when it comes to this. But Setup, we've talked with them. They're be introducing a bunch of new features that are coming soon to Setup, where we will be able to do that. For example, one thing that is coming to SwiftyLaunch as well soon. We talked about it some time ago. SwiftyLaunch is currently working for iOS apps only, iOS and iPad apps. But with the next update, you will be also able to automatically generate landing pages for your app. So, because if you launch on the App Store, you need a privacy policy page and terms of service, etc., etc. And if you have this, why not just do a landing page as well and create sort of like building blocks to create a good-looking landing page without a lot of effort. Because then many iOS developers never built a website before. To make it so simple, even someone who's never worked on the web that can launch his own landing page. And we are working with Vercel to make it easy and plug and play, so you can launch it and again this automatic provider linking, where it will automatically then with time put the website online, and you don't even have to think about infra or anything.
You are adding quite a lot of interesting features to SwiftyLaunch then. You should name it Swift Fast, like ship fast. Yeah. And tie up with Mark Loeb too. And you can collaborate with Mark Loeb.
I think what he does is insane. But I think he's still more focused on the web type of things. For us, SwiftyLaunch for web is like an additional package that you get for SwiftyLaunch editions. I don't know the price, but it's not going to be as expensive. Just an additional add-on, but it's like a full-blown application basically inside of it. And we're still focused on the Apple platforms. It's just something that we probably need down the line. And how we're monetizing it through Setup is in SwiftyLaunch for regular users. You have your license. And if you buy a SwiftyLaunch, we will be launching new prices soon with the included web package. You can buy it SwiftyLaunch and SwiftyLaunch plus web package. It's going to be like some price, and it's just going to be unlocked for your license automatically, for your license key. But you can also upgrade your license to include SwiftyLaunch for web package as soon as it releases, and it will automatically be integrated into SwiftyLaunch. On Setup, it's going to be its own application. It's going to be like two different applications that do work together, but it's the only way to actually monetize the whole thing.
Okay. By the way, how did you get onto Setup? Like you reached out to them, or they reached out to you? How did that work?
Yeah, I have an app. I don't sell a GitHub repository. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can launch on the App Store. I will not do it, but because the difficulties there with we're working a lot of CLIs and the generation tool. But I just reached out to Setup and said like, hey, I want to work with you. It's great. You have a lot of people with that you have a large audience. We have a pretty sophisticated product. They can benefit from it, and they were super excited about working with us. And just 1 month of discussions, and we are live on Setup. It was pretty simple to integrate, and it's insane. Like I love Setup is an incredible thing. Like for $10 a month. But if you like SwiftyLaunch, you should buy it as a license, because I don't get as much from people if they buy it through Setup. But Setup said it doesn't pay that well, but it's just through sheer volume, it somehow makes it for the much reduced revenue per customer.
Yeah, I hear you, because I have my app on Setup as well. Yeah, I can say that like it's way less. It pays way less than the App Store. So the App Store is my number one income source, but yeah, way less through Setup and other sources. I'm also curious. Like there's also another platform called Jamf, JAMF. So that's the platform which is being used by all the companies. Like all the big companies, like big corporations, they have Jamf installed on their employee laptops. I am surprised why indie developers are not targeting that. So I started a talk with them, and they were very excited to list Presentify there. So once I list my app there, I would have access to all the employees, like all the employees. So you can try that out, like Jamf. You can reach out to them. You can list your app on their app store as well. I'm actually surprised, like not many people are talking about this extra distribution channel. Like they talk about App Store, Setup, and Direct, but there are various others. There's also Bundle Hunt, but that's also, it's just a one-time thing, Bundle Hunt. But I think Jamf would be a good one. Setup is also a decent one. And App Store, yeah, it's App Store. So yeah, that's cool.
No, Jamf looks cool. I never heard about it. Looks interesting. We'll definitely take a look into that. Yeah, it's just an amazing thing. But Setup is just so cool. It's so convenient. But there's like it doesn't work on my machine, because Setup is like some people, as I mentioned again, people have never done anything. And for us, it was like, okay, first of all, if someone buys SwiftyLaunch, they probably have like a list of iOS development. So they have this Xcode, etc. Something set up. Okay, so fun fact about Setup. Like first time it was launched. Okay, we have this automated launch. It says like, these are the requirements. Download this. Xcode required. Node.js installed, etc. So Xcode installation, how do we check? We just go to your application folder and see if Xcode.app is there. Like, just list it there and check, is there. Because one of our CLIs needed this to work. We use Twist and Xcode to build applications, to generate code. Yeah, so we check for this, and it was okay always. People obviously have Xcode, or maybe they have it named something different, or is it located somewhere else. Just drag it into the application folder. But since launching instead of it, this is not the best issue, because people download Xcode. They have Xcode, but they never opened it. So because they agreed to Xcode's license agreement. So they download Xcode, but they never opened it. So they never agreed to the terms. So our code generation breaks. Because Xcode had to be opened at least once. So we had to account for many things like this. Okay, this is a large, broader audience, and many of them, like 10 different types of system configurations, 10 billion times of system configurations, and you cannot make some assumptions that you thought are gonna hold, did not, and so we had to account for this as well. But yeah, it made SwiftyLaunch actually more stable and more robust. It's still finicky for many people. Many things that we have no power over. I know you had. I mean, you know some iOS development, Apple development. Swift package manager is probably it's a fucking pain in the ass. Sometimes just doesn't. You just try it multiple times, and maybe it will work. And because we fetch dependencies and cache it, and it depends on Swift package manager. People say like, oh, there's this error, Swift package manager error during generation. Sorry, I cannot do this. The service is broken. We have solutions to it. But we're working closely with Twist to fix that. Super intelligent guys, super cool.
Sorry, you said Twist?
Twist, do you know Twist?
And what's that?
Okay, so Twist is a pretty cool thing where you can. Twist is a set of development tools that allow you to modularize your Xcode project and optimize them. So you structurize your Xcode project. And a large issue with Xcode projects, if you're working on yourself, it's okay. You just post in your GitHub repository, whatever, you fetch it, works well. But because Xcode is super old, it was actually the way Xcode handles projects was created, even like the system was created before Git was even a thing. So they didn't really have like collaborations and code conflicts in mind. So now Xcode is just a bug fest when it comes to code conflicts. Whenever you move a file there, and this Xcode.proj Xcode proj just 1,000 merge conflicts, and fucking hell, it's a pain in the. So what Twist does is basically you declare exactly how your project is going to be structured in Xcode, and you press generate, and it will create an Xcode project on the fly. We use Twist under the hood heavily for SwiftyLaunch generation. It is built on top of it. Swift will be able to exist without it. Twist is an incredible tool, and they all know about the problem with Swift package management, and they're having some cool solutions coming soon to fix that. I'm just gonna plug Twist. They're nice fellas. I went to Berlin 2 weeks ago to meet the guys, to meet the co-founders of Twist. Excited about deeper collaboration with them.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I learned a new thing today. So yeah, I'll give that a go, because I hear you when you say about Swift Package Manager and all. Yeah, the
code conflicts and anything. It's just a pain in the ass to do those things, and they solve a lot of them. And they're incredible because they have things like Twist Cache, where a lot of the things that you do, like Xcode build times are super long, especially if you have to build everything from scratch. What they do is things that haven't changed. They just do binaries and they cache them, and so your build times can be reduced by half or by 3 times, and it just like feels like magic. Like they have like so many cool things, and brilliant engineers. I talk to them like I feel like I'm a fucking, I don't know, guppy compared to like sharks. I'm like I don't know this coding this well. Like I know how to do like good code, but they're like on another level. They're like Linus Torvalds, and I'm like first time coding. Like, I don't know. They're like
Oh, nice. So they are based in Dublin then. Sorry, Berlin, you said. So they are based in Berlin.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you don't get as much return from setup, so or less returns. How less are we talking about?
I just earn around $2 per user at setup. I don't know if I can share this information. I think I can. I don't know, but it's essentially a share of the $9 subscription if they use my app. Because it's an expensive app, I get a little bit of higher share than like $1 apps, then obviously. And there's so much you can get from $9 and $12.99 subscription a month. It's still a 1/5 of what people pay setup is going to SwiftyLaunch, which is I think great.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they just have to open your app once in a month to get that $2. Yeah, that's also nice.
It works well because SwiftyLaunch is an app that you don't really open every day. You open it like once a month maybe, and like once every 2 months, 2 weeks, and you generate an app and you work. You don't keep it, you just do it when you do it, and that's it. Maybe we'll add some features to be open in background, or like some helpful things. I just haven't figured like thing that is like would solve a pain or whatever. Yeah, but for now it just listen. It works well. Well, it'll be another app, so it's going to be a little bit diversification of sales, and I think it's a great. And the web module is just the web package is just the beginning. It's like we're going to be definitely expanding to macOS, watchOS in the process.
So I think then your main focus is SwiftyLaunch for the next couple of months or years. Like you will focus here on SwiftyLaunch and like go full on it, right?
Yeah, I mean, for now, yes. It's until something changes in the short term. Yeah, I mean, I would love to get people on board, help us work for things on a revenue share basis. Again, if someone comes in and like you're a rock star, I'm like, yeah, sure. We just if I don't know someone who knows tvOS development, I don't. I mean, I don't know tvOS development, like a tvOS like rock star. Like, sure, come in. I give you a platform. You do the development. We just share it evenly and.
Okay. So, but what if like the developer who joins you, he builds that particular module for tvOS, and then he stops working for you? So, would you still give him the cut forever? Like,
well, we'll have an agreement. I mean, like it's usually going to be like as long as it's. I think a fair agreement would be something like, yeah, he works at a company, and for example, he works two months. For every second month, he'll get 1 month of passive income. For example, okay, he works 6 months, and he gets 6 months of revenue share, and leaves the company after 6 months. 3 more months he gets like passively like the revenue that he should have gotten from the months before, like the months he worked at, like the revenue share for the next 3 months. I think it's a fair structure where they're incentivized to stay, and I don't have the power just like, oh, you built it, fuck off and no. I mean, I'm not that anyways, but I think this sense of security for both sides would be great. I mean, I'm still trying to find some cracked engineers that would join this, because most of the people don't really they want to do just client work. It's more predictable. Like, you do this and you get this. I get that. That's cool.
And are you doing active marketing for SwiftyLaunch? Like, how are you getting more new customers now, or how are you expanding?
Well, SwiftyLaunch is such. I think I did a great job with SwiftyLaunch. Setting up for marketing. I could share my secrets. It's so great. First of all, SwiftyLaunch. I share my developments on Twitter, and first of all, I grow my audience. And honestly, like, my audience are developers that would be interested. I grow my audience, help me get bigger, and the people who come are going to be potential customers. So it makes sense. Like, with SwiftyLaunch growing, I grow my audience. My audience grows, I get more SwiftyLaunch customers, and it just self-propelled upward path. Then again, someone builds an app and they use SwiftyLaunch and they share about it. First of all, I benefit from it because they paid for SwiftyLaunch, and secondly, I benefited from them sharing it for free. Or like, if they become a partner, they will be even more incentivized to share it with other people. Then, well, see, for example, I built an app recently called Padly. It's just a client for Paddle. I did it in a week with SwiftyLaunch. First time working like deeply with WidgetKit and graphs, and like, I built it in a week. I check my commits. I built the whole app in a week, like a website including everything. And it was like, every step I make should benefit me multiple times. First of all, thank you for like. First of all, it's an app that needed myself. There is no Paddle client on iOS, like non-official client, no nothing, not even secondary client. It wasn't really working for me, and it was not really usable. I want something nice. I want a premium app that worked well, showed my revenue, where I can create discounts on the fly. Because sometimes I don't want to go into Paddle. Have you used Paddle?
Yeah, I have.
The fucking dashboard sucks. I'm sorry, Paddle. I'm sorry. I love you guys. Thank you for handling my taxes, countries where I sell. But holy shit, your website is shit. It's not even responsive. It is not optimized for mobile. It is not optimized for mobile. So every time I open it, I have to like open it and like scroll the web desktop version. It's a pain in the ass. I wanted to have a mobile on the go experience and have widgets of my revenue, just to feel great. I don't know, just boost my time. And push notifications. Paddle doesn't have push. They don't have an app. They don't have notifications. I receive emails from Paddle, like fucking JSON object with notifications. That's their solution right now. So I wanted to have this in my app, and so I built this. But I just didn't build it for myself. That would be cool, but we're making a business here. Like, we should be smart. I did it smartly. I built this app. I made it with SwiftyLaunch. That means it is a marketing stunt for SwiftyLaunch as well. Third, it brings additional revenue. It's not much, like $100 a month, but still, it's like, I built this in a week.
Yeah. So that's cool. So you are getting consistently $100 a month, consistently.
I mean, the app is out for a month. So ever since its launch, it's like $100. Like, the app is out for like a month, so it's not consistent. First, SwiftyLaunch stunt. Secondly, it's an app that I use. Then it brings additional revenue. Fourth, the goal is then maybe to sell Paddle. If they're gonna build an iOS app, if they're interested, obviously I would be happy to do that. That means with one rock I killed like 4 birds. Okay. That's what I try to do in every step. The SwiftyLaunch Discord community. First of all, social proof. People can join and see, like, it's not some garbage app that no one uses. Like, we have almost 200 members in the community. People are sharing their apps. We have a special launch channel where they share the apps. They see like people have actually built their apps with SwiftyLaunch. They see that I'm actively not just taking their money for nothing, and for support. And I just engage there, show some tips and tricks, and yeah,
So that's cool then. So then, just to recapitulate, so you expand your network on Twitter, like sharing about Twitter or X, sharing about SwiftyLaunch. You make apps using SwiftyLaunch, so that in itself, yeah, like improves your sale.
Like dog fooding. I was like eating my own stuff. I'm proving that I'm building a beauty, and it works well. And then other things like,
do you also market on Reddit and all? Like, do you?
Oh yeah, Reddit is an incredible spot to market, because there's, you know exactly which people are going to be interested in your product, and you're can market them. But I don't just do it not in an obvious way. I mean, I do it in a way that is not harmful to the community, and I'm not just plugging my product. For example, if you go to Reddit r/SwiftyUI, the top post of the last year is SwiftyLaunch, where I just created a SwiftyUI and just shared with people. And first of all, people are like, oh, holy shit, you can do this with SwiftyUI. How cool is this? How did you do that? I share my knowledge. And people go to my profile, they see SwiftyLaunch, they see Swifty there, and it's people that would be interested in that. So I'm not just constantly explaining, oh, here's my app, whatever. Nah, I just do it in a way that is helpful to the community. It's not subtle. It's just it is not subtle. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, like I want to give it back to the community, and if those people discover SwiftyLaunch, the progress, it's great. Or even things like my profile on Reddit, my profile on Twitter, all SwiftyLaunch, and I'm doing memes on iOS dev community, like on Twitter. I post a meme, people go to my profile, follow me, whatever, see SwiftyLaunch, maybe become a customer. Then directory is also very helpful. Deals, apps to deals, it's also was a great. I mean, Black Friday was a fucking great thing. I love Black Friday. it was like this. Can we have Black Friday every week? I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wish too. So you don't use any paid ads for SwiftyLaunch?
I do, but it's very little. I around $200 to $300 a month on Reddit. It's even maybe less. Let me calculate this. Oh, it's $200. Last month I spent $210 on Reddit ads. No Google ads. I experienced it doesn't work that well. In Reddit, you can just target it specifically and work well with SwiftyLaunch.
So how do you measure like how many converted actually from the ads? Like how did you find out that Google ads didn't work for you? Like you use some strategy to find that out? How many converted? Does Google ads show you?
Reddit, if you click on the ad, if you click on an ad and there is a Reddit ID and I store it with every. So if someone creates a purchase with SwiftyLaunch, I mean, it's not like breaking any laws or whatever. You just create a purchase and just by clicking on purchase, you send like the ID there. It's not your Reddit ID. It's just completely random ID. Just know that, okay, it came from Reddit. Like from clicking on a Reddit ad. I cannot know if who placed on it, who whatever. I just know it came from Reddit. Then I saw like, okay, that came from a Reddit ad. But then otherwise, I don't really track directly ads. I don't use any special links. I mean, if I buy an affiliate, like a newsletter mention, they also have like a referral tag. I can just know, okay, this came from this guy. That's done.
Okay, so you use it on PostHog. So I saw that you use PostHog. So do you use PostHog on SwiftyLaunch website?
Yeah, I use PostHog on SwiftyLaunch website.
And does that
honestly
show like purchase?
show like which convert, but I don't really do it. I just I'm the fucking guy who like feels stuff and like I don't have any design conventions. I just see what looks right and do it and save whatever feels right, and it worked wonders. I'm not because I don't like doing like super technical. Like I'm gonna build the most impressive ad tracking system. No, I post on Reddit, and if the post goes viral, and I see like on like first sale, I see like an influx of users, and they came from Reddit. I can guess it's from the post that blew up 2 hours ago. Or if someone posts a comment on Reddit, I'm like, okay. If I see a sudden spike in Reddit users, like on the like, I don't know who came, but I just see it on Vercel, the referral, like basically from where they came from, Google or whatever. I see a spike on Reddit. I don't track it in a way. I just go on Google and search like SwiftyLaunch and what would be posted in the last day or two or whatever, and just find the comment, and that's it. I don't do any sophisticated tracking system. And I mean, I never did it for clients too. Like I had some systems. I've always built some systems, but it was like I didn't want to waste clients' money on something that I think is just what is it? How do I say it in a way that is productivity masturbation? Just thinking like, oh, I have this amazing system built in place. No, bro, I don't care. Just give me sales. I want sales. I want customers. I want shit to convert. I want the app to look great. I want to build users to use it and like, oh, this is awesome. Like people say like, oh my god, how did you do this? Like onboarding. I just built it in the app. I don't know. How do you track? Like, yeah, basic stuff. It's not what matters. I don't care what you see under the hood. I just want it to work. I want to help people. I want to earn money from it.
All right. So, but from your experience, you found better results from Reddit ads as compared to Google ads. That's the takeaway. So
yeah,
that's
Reddit ads the best. Then Google ads, but I just generally see Reddit ads $200 bring in around I don't know 1.2K a month, like 5x return. Great. I mean, it fluctuates from month to month, anyways. That you can, but it's around that. Google ads was just like 1-to-1. Doesn't even make sense. Just giving Google more money and like whatever additional bits in the process. Maybe I didn't optimize it that well. From Google, what helps a lot is blog posts. I don't have many blog posts, but some that are super useful. Like, for example, one that brings in a lot of traffic is like how to do biometric authentication in SwiftUI. If you Google second spot on Google, whatever, and it's just on SwiftyLaunch blog post. Here's how you do it. And the end say like, oh, it's already included in SwiftyLaunch. You don't have to do it yourself. I just haven't got around doing more blogs like this, but They bring like hundreds of users monthly. They are, and just passive blog posts, amazing. I don't really want, but they just take like 5 hours. I'm just often not really in the mood to do that. I wanna, and they bring money. Maybe they will bring money later. For me, it's for fun. Oh, I post a Reddit meme and it blows up and it brings like 2 sales. Like holy shit! One meme brought me $400. It's like that is fun.
Yeah, that's cool. So did you try any other ad platforms other than Reddit and Google?
Twitter, but fucking waste my money. It got a lot of views or whatever. Twitter, like worst ad performance. Like it's garbage. It's a garbage land. It's like shit. I never use it again. Except if maybe Elon Musk himself gives me like $10,000 in Twitter credits. I'm like, okay, I will take that. But otherwise, thank you. Like wasting my money and time and using this garbage platform. Isn't it funny how all ads platforms are like shit, like utterly like fucking slow and buggy and like sometimes you press save and it just like reloads. Like it was every platform. It's like saving anything that's just gonna break. Google Ads. I don't know how many times I had to rewrite the same thing in Google Ads just because it fucking stopped working all of a sudden the website. It's a pain.
Yeah, and performance-wise, yeah, for me as well, Twitter ads were the worst. Okay, so in the interest of time, so we have gone way beyond our initial timeline. So yeah, I'll just maybe one or two questions, and then we can wrap it up. It was an awesome discussion with you. So do you want to share like how much MRR do you earn with SwiftyLaunch? I know not the exact amount, not.
It fluctuates depending on the month and whatever. In summer it's lower, in winter it's higher. It's usually between 3 and 8K a month. Yeah, it's not groundbreaking money, and from normal sales.
That's still cool. So for a single person employee, like a single developer working on it, that's quite good. Yeah, congratulations. And I hope the features that you mentioned, those sound quite interesting. I think after you add those, I think it will go way more.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. It's time for it to bring in like real cash, and I hope it will also open the door to hiring more people. Because even though I can get more people right now to work on it, it just I want to see it grow from itself and more people to join it. And
I am planning a new app, new iOS app, like a small one. So I'll be trying SwiftyLaunch for sure.
Sure. Do you have setup?
Yeah, I have set up.
But watch out, everyone listening. Currently, we still have a lifetime plan for SwiftyLaunch. This is going away in the next weeks. So, if you want to use SwiftyLaunch for the rest of your life, otherwise it will we will be changing to a yearly subscription base. Not yearly, by license you can use it for a year. Further, you can continue using it beyond, but future updates will be will cost you a little bit. But if you want a lifetime license, now is the chance to get it. If you need a little bit of a discount, write me. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and I think that's quite a nice price you have. Okay, cool. So any last advice you would like to give who is just starting indie development or planning to
buy SwiftyLaunch? Buy SwiftyLaunch. Buy SwiftyLaunch and make an app and quote me. Like I will requote you. You will get a lot of. No. First of all, build shit. Just figure out. Develop a set of skills that is just enough for you to be dangerous. I'm not a professional designer, but I think my designs look okay. I mean, you've seen what SwiftyLaunch, like it's doing pretty decent. Like it's enough for me to do it. Learning enough coding. I'm not a professional coder. I hate coding even. I just am kind of okay at it. Do coding, business. Don't do products that are solving an issue, not some voodoo juju. I'm gonna solve marketing for all indie developers. Like shut the fuck up. Do something like meaningful. Do one problem. Solve one problem. Market it. Pull your soul into it. Don't waste months, years building it. Except if you're a VC-backed startup. Build something now. I want to see your apps built in a month. Hopefully with SwiftyLaunch, but without SwiftyLaunch, you don't need those tools. You don't even need those tools. It will help you. Just build it. Learn it. Don't die on the little details. Don't be a fucking guy like me. Can you believe back in the day I used to spend like 2 days designing a button? 2 days I was designing a fucking button for the app that had no user. I'm a fucking retarded.
Oh man. So I saw your tweet like the other day, yesterday you were talking about that smooth corner radius. So I couldn't even, I have to zoom that picture to know the difference between normal corner radius and the smooth one.
Now see, I noticed those things, but I have a feel for design now. It's going to be difficult in the beginning. Anyways, like coding and design is going to be a little bit difficult to like, it's going to take longer, but with time it's going to be easier. Like I learned web development like 1 month. I was pretty shit at it. I was just working. Like it's a skill. You just learn do stuff now. get your customers. If it doesn't work, move on to something that works. Or do an AI startup, get VC funding, and sell it to OpenAI, and I don't know, start a charity, whatever.
So that's cool. Yeah, that's actually good advice. So it's basically keep building fast and release and ship fast rather than just
Things and shit happens. Shit happens. Shit happens. Shit happens. You will fail. Next time, I'm gonna tell you a story how I got sued for $30 million. That's an insane story. Like, I was fucking crazy. Shit happens. You will fall down. You know how many fucking times I fell down? Insane amount of times. It was always said. Now I just like, if it doesn't work out, whatever. Next thing. Go. Move. Do shit that people will use. Who care? But don't be a fucking perfectionist about things. No one will care. People will care about something that is good, but not if you don't have the resources. If you have zero MRR, bro. If you just use a template for the button, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, and we always have time later to polish it. Like if it gets successful, yeah, we can polish it later if you want. Yeah.
SwiftyLaunch itself. Well, last thing, SwiftyLaunch itself. The first fucking version of SwiftyLaunch, the module, like individual module selection, didn't even work. It was a glorified boilerplate. I fucked up the feature. My spaghetti code was not working. I still shipped it. I was like, sorry guys, it's coming later. I was like, okay, I'm gonna build a macOS version 2 and a watchOS version 2 is gonna be an all-in-one app. No, I just released iOS. All the features are here, are gonna be meaningful. Not everything's gonna be perfect. Generations failed like for 90% of people. I'm gonna be honest, like 80% of people. It didn't even work. With time it increased, it was better. I smoothed the corners. I chipped away the bugs. I did a complete rebuild of the generation system.
So they paid $200 and it wasn't working for them. So they paid $200. So back then it was still 200.
It was 200. It was not working for many people, but I was like, it worked on everything from my end. But it was just the complexity of the system was so dependent of many users. So they just wrote me like, "Hey, it does work." And I sat down, looked at the logs for hours every day. I spent like fix for this guy. Okay, how do I avoid this error next time? And then the error rate reduce. The app was itself kind of broken. It was built with shit and sticks, as I mentioned. It still was working. It was fulfilling the purpose. It was just not very polished. And with time, because there was interest, obviously it became an incredible app and the best app out there. And people love using it. And some super mega fans waiting every minute and building incredible apps with it. I'm just super happy about it. So hook you up with a license, and next time you build an iOS app, I hope to see like a little made with SwiftyLaunch badge.
Yeah, definitely. I'll put that on the landing page and the app. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so looking forward to it. And I'm also looking forward to your Mac version because I make more Mac apps than iOS. So I'm actually looking forward to your Mac module.
Yeah, I recently did a web extension. I was like, man, I feel like a fucking caveman building my app like on Mac. SwiftyLaunch will be so nice on the Mac. Soon. I need a bit of time.
Yeah, okay. So it's been great. So I have actually even more questions, but just in the interest of time, I think it's a good to end here. Maybe we would have another podcast session, maybe if down the line. So let's see how this goes. And I hope all the viewers watching this, you got to learn at least something from this session. So see you in the next one. Bye-bye.